Good evening, everyone. So, I'll give you a little bit of a background, just by way of introduction. I'm not a doctor. Somebody asked me on the way in if I was a doctor. Very interested in healthcare, have been for my whole career, but I spent the last 30 years in financial services, starting off at Dominion Securities, which ultimately got bought by RBC. Spent 25 years of my career with that organization in both Canada and the United States. And so from that perspective, I've seen a lot of our competitors and seen them from the inside on how they work and from a variety of different roles. And what I can say first is we have a unique organization through MD. And part of it does come from the fact that it is 100% owned by the Canadian Medical Association, your professional body. And that does mean then we can do things completely differently than other organizations can. So this year's our 40th anniversary. We started 40 years ago as a mail order organization and trying to help you provide savings for your retirement. And over the last 40 years, the organization has grown tremendously. It's been very successful. We've diversified from just a mutual fund offering to a complete financial services offering. And again, we couldn't have done that without earning your trust, earning your business. It's a very competitive world. And again, I want to thank you for the trust that you've extended to us. So we don't take that trust for granted. We want to continue to make sure that we have the very best products and services. We want to make it easy for you to be able to draw down those products and services. So we want to be simple to do business with. And again, we want to make sure that the price is competitive. When you put all of those together, I think the part that stands out for me is the fact that we want to have a relationship with you. And by being owned by the Canadian Medical Association and having physicians on our board and making sure we do physician focus groups, we have a level of insight into your world that often others do not. But what we want to do is continue to get to know you even better and make sure that we're combining products and services to provide solutions. It's not about products and services. Really, in the end, we're trying to make your life easier. And we know you're busy, we know you're under stress, and you've got a lot of things to do. We want to simplify and make things easier for you. So, what I would say really hasn't changed is our commitment to put you first. We have put in, and what has changed, we have put in a whole new technology system this year. After 3 years of effort, it was quite an undertaking. It touched multiple systems and within the organization. I likened it to, we're moving down the highway at 60 miles an hour in one car, and we have to sort of move over into another car without stopping. And we did that this summer. So that was a big change this year. One of the other things that you may have seen some reference to is something we call the Global Portfolio Strategy. And that was as a result of 2 years of thinking and saying, there must be a better way for us to come to you and look at the portfolio approach that we're bringing to you. In the discretionary money management world, we have a portfolio approach that really works for clients, and we wanted to make sure that was available right across our whole offering. And it's not something that you just do 1 year at a time. It was going to take 2 or 3 years for us to ultimately get there, so we're on a journey. You may have had some opportunity to talk to your financial consultant around that already. If not, you may have already seen an article in the newspaper, potentially, that was talking about the fact that we are limiting choice. That's one of the statements that is uncategorically untrue. We have multiple choices in terms of products that you can pick up, not just MD products. We represent all products and services in the financial continuum. And it goes back to the very first statement that I was making. We need to be trustworthy. And to be trustworthy, we want to be objective and make sure that you have access to all of the different products and services that are available. So the Global Portfolio Strategy, we think, is a good step forward and will help us create the right portfolios for you to get to whatever destination you're trying to get to. For some of you, most of you, all of you, I guess, would be retirement would be a major destination, but there are other destinations. Sometimes children's education, sometimes a second property. There's many different time frames for all of these types of purposes for your money, and we think the global portfolio strategy helps you take a look at this in a very clear way and help you get there. Last thing I think I would like to say is we don't take your support for granted. We are here to listen, as was been already said. There's lots of things that I could talk to you about, but I want to make sure that we're talking to you about the things that you want to hear from us.